All right, chat. Here we go. Welcome in, YouTubers. My name is Ekuegan. You can all just call me EK. This is going to be episode number 9 for the Passion of Destiny. Today we got Mr. Drewsky, aka the cones guy. You know, all the waffle cones and all that stuff. You know, that's Drew's thing right there. If you ever need to find them, we'll basically have all the info for the guests in the little tab as well. But you know, I'm sure you already know who Drew is. If you don't, make sure you go check him out, especially on YouTube. He also streams on Twitch. And yeah, this is Mr. Drewsky. What's up, Drew? How's it going, man?
Going well. You know, chilling. Waiting for the new season to come around.
Yeah, everyone's excited.
Yeah, I'm excited.
It's gonna be a nice season, but man,
Yeah.
everyone's always asking about freaking VOG. Yo, you ready for VOG? I'm like, we'll do Control or Clash.
Let's do Control.
Yeah, because I feel like people play Control like Clash and Clash like Control anyway. Man, like I don't know what it is, but as soon as it's Clash, you see a bunch of people just kind of holding down a spot, killing people. And you play Control, and nobody's grabbing bases. They're all running around. I'm like, but that's Clash. That's like the opposite. People do that all the time.
Yeah, I generally like. Honestly, when I play Control, I cap zones when it's in the interest of making the match the closest and like longest it can go, but still trying to get the win.
Yeah.
So when I'm playing, like, I don't want to mercy teams. I don't want to get it over with. When I'm playing on a map I want to play on it for as long as I can. So I like, if I'm like looking at the scoreboard, I'm like, okay, we're like 30 points down. It's like, okay, I'll cap a zone, and then it like evens out the score a little bit more. And then if they cap one, I don't mind, but like, you know, trying to like make it go the distance and then like win right at the end.
Yeah, like make the game
like,
go last a little longer than usual.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, I don't know. People keep asking me like, "Yo, you excited?" I'm like, "Yeah," but after a while, we're not gonna be excited about VOG. A lot of people ask about VOG. Hopefully, Cam is excited. But
yeah, I don't know, man. I'm like happy, you know, don't get me wrong. I think it's going to be a really cool experience to play it again with Destiny 2 sandbox, you know, play it with like, you know, not in 30 FPS, like, you know, just better graphics, better frame rate. That's going to be cool, but how long that's going to last, and you know what, it's going to be cool also to have it there. Like sometimes we're just like, yo, let's go play VOG. Like that's cool to be able to do that now. But am I like super like losing my mind over it? I don't think so. I'm interested to see what they're gonna do with the weapons, but like, I don't know. I'm not like at this point losing my mind over it.
yeah, I feel like for Destiny 2 players, it's something new and it's gonna be fun. But that's even with like any new raid that comes out. We're happy for a bit, a week or two. Maybe like we'll go for all the weapons or the roles that we want. After we get everything we want, we don't really jump back in there anymore. And I feel like that's what VOG is gonna be. People are like, man, I remember doing this. Now I'm sick of it again. Like, put this away. But I don't know. It seems like they're trying to like build up something, and I got to see a little bit of next season. I think we're gonna have a little bit more to do, and there's like this cool concept thing coming in. But like, I just don't know, man. I've been enjoying playing other games, and then jump back into Destiny and enjoying it for what it is. I think this is the first time I noticed like, oh, you know, I could do a bunch of other stuff. And then I can go back into Destiny and do what I want to do. I feel like a lot of people just turn Destiny into like 400% on, don't do anything else. And then like, you know, they got burnt out, or they were just like, I hate this game. But I feel like people put themselves in that spot to hate the game because, you know, you didn't have anything else to kind of work with.
Yeah, I mean, people's investment level definitely plays a part in, you know, when you invest more time into it and when you burn through the game, you're gonna naturally notice a little bit more of the flaws, and not to excuse them, but you know, I think that's probably gonna happen more often. But I'm still interested. I think it's cool. I'm not excited like a main release, but I'm excited for the weapons more than anything. See what they do. See how they bring back some of these old iconic weapons, but see if they change them up at all to make them hang a little bit better in D2 sandbox.
Yeah.
Not sure how that'll go.
It just seems to me like every season when they come out with new stuff, they just want people to kind of enjoy what it is. Because, I mean, after seeing how Stasis got let loose, man, it almost seems like Bungie's like, every season or every so and then we'll switch it up. But most of the time, they want to have like the same thing. Man, grenade launchers are like,
Yeah, I don't know. I've been enjoying Destiny. I think that there's things that I would like to definitely change about the game, no doubt. But I don't know. I was pretty happy with the TWAB. I know that for a lot of people, there's a lot missing, but for what it is, for the changes that are coming, I like them. I'm hoping that'll be more changes in the future.
Yeah. No, I just feel like
I'm very happy about the MIDA catalyst
changing. Yeah.
You've known me for a long time. Like we've known each other since, for a good amount of time now in terms of Destiny 2 and like and I guess like how much I like MIDA, but how much I also hate the catalyst.
I just
like
feel
I'm
like
always memeing about it.
they didn't put any
So
thought
honestly,
behind
happy.
that catalyst. That's what I felt like.
Really? You don't like so? Oh, you mean Outlaw?
Yeah, I feel like the outlaw thing was just like, just give him a random catalyst, and then on top it was like, at 5,500, I'm like, you couldn't give something that was like pretty crazy for people to earn in the first place. Like it's not just like you're getting the catalyst. You got to get to 5,500 to get the catalyst.
Yeah. I think that part of that, what I feel like what happened with the MIDA catalyst originally is they made it so they tied it to 5,500, and it's a weapon that was already like, I don't think that it was past its point in the meta where people recognized it as a meta weapon, but I feel like they still had this like almost fear that like the weapon was so good already, like Mida's so good already, like what more would you give it? It's got so much going for it, right? So I think it was a mix of that, but also the fact that they didn't want to put something that made it so much better behind 5,500. I think they were worried like if they made it something really good that like not everyone would be able to get it.
Yeah, but my weird thing is they did the same thing with like Not Forgotten though. So
I mean that's fair.
That was put behind 5,500, and if someone got to 5,500, got it, they were able to use it. So just I don't know.
Yeah, it was definitely definitely a bit odd. I ultimately think that obtaining rewards that way that affect your PvP game that much isn't good. I'd rather just like, hey, make it kind of like a time sink or a time investment over everything, and then I'm fine with that. Like give it out to people almost. Like I don't really care. Because I just think that it avoids getting into unhealthy scenarios with like Not Forgotten, and like we can go on for a discussion for hours about was Not Forgotten, was it the nerf justifiable or not, right? However, the big thing with that weapon I find is when people are talking about how strong it was, they associate a lot of the how you got it with like what made it bad, and I'm like, I constantly say I wouldn't be opposed to people just give everyone the weapon. Like I don't think that things being locked behind something like that is healthy for the game.
Yeah.
I don't know if you feel the same about PvE though, because in PvE there's some pretty good rewards, which are behind the highest difficulty.
I mean,
like,
the
do you
thing
think
is
it's different than PvP, or
if someone like my thing is someone mains PvP and that is their thing, right? And they live in PvP and that's what they want to do all the time. I feel like if you want to be better in PvP and there's something tied to endgame PvP, you'll go and get it. But most of the time, if you're just enjoying it for the fun of it, you're not trying to be competitive, then you won't need that weapon, right? That's the same thing with like PvE, right? If someone really wants to like crush phrase or do other things, they'll go for the anarchy, or they'll go for things. They'll go, they'll go get their spoils. But there has to be something where like not everyone can have it. That's what brings the
something that,
chase.
like, your achievement there, like you got something for putting in the time, putting in the work. Yeah, for PvP, I feel like it's tough because like it directly affects your, I don't know, like I feel like in PvP at least the weapons we've seen, so like Not Forgotten being like the prime case, that weapon was so much above, it was like so strong compared to so much, so perhaps putting that at that level because of its strength was not good. Whereas like something like Anarchy, you can still complete a raid without Anarchy, right?
Yeah.
But like you're not going to be efficient, you're not going to do it maybe the best way possible, but you can still complete a raid. Whereas I think like PvP, it's like when many people have this weapon, like you have a harder time competing because you don't have it, perhaps.
I don't know. We'll see. Like same thing with the trials weapons, right? Like everyone was kind of going for the hand cannon at some point.
True. You're not wrong.
And I just feel like whenever something good comes out, it brings more people into play. Like I remember that trials weekend when the hand cannon was like in all 3 slots. The health pool kind of went up. More people were playing.
Yep.
But then like there were guns like spare rations and other things that came from just activities of people just farming, right? Because the game has RNG, so there's not like just one weapon that kind of takes over. There's always a weapon that can keep up, or there's something that's always like the next thing. Especially in Destiny, you put an exotic piece of gear on with a certain exotic weapon, and you're good to go, or any weapon, you're good to go. So like, there's multiple ways to play the game. And some of it comes from like end game and some of it doesn't. And I kind of like it being like that.
Yeah.
But now I don't know. Now I feel like it's in a weird place. Because everyone feels like...
I think it's a balance. I really think it's like, there's a sweet spot. I really think that there's a balance of like, how strong the weapon is and how desirable it is, and like how hard or difficult it is to get out of that end game. I think they've done a great job, like, because something like Palindrome as an example, coming from the Nightfall, it's like you can still farm like a normal Nightfall, like, and get a good Palindrome. It's just it's just not going to be the Adept version, which does have some bonuses, but it's still, the normal Palindrome is still comparable to the Adept one. For the people that really want to take it seriously, like you said, those people like like myself, yeah, I'm gonna want an Adept one, no doubt. But for those people that just like, hey, I want a comparable gun that's gonna work well and still be decently competitive, that still is good. So I think they've kind of struck that balance, and the same goes for trials and the trials weapons. Of course, the trials rewards could be used maybe a little bit of more work, but I think the concept's there.
The trials thing is weird to me. Like, I feel like the flawless stuff should be weapons and not the gear, because the gear don't really change much for people.
I agree.
So like the 3 and the 5 wins maybe should be gear, or like rotate it. One that's not a dev version, you can, or maybe the bounty for the week could be the weapon for the 3 wins, or like the 10 losses or whatever, and then at least for the 3 to 5 wins, that could be armor, because the armor doesn't change much, right? There's no adept armor right now, so then the 7th thing should always be like an adept thing, an adept weapon. I think that will probably make it more healthy too, because more people will actually go after these things, right? And this season I think has like 4 different weapons. You can kind of rotate that in, and people have more chances at these weapons, and I think that will keep the health pool a little bit better too. It just sucks because the thing is, there's not that many people playing. Because I feel like the pool will be healthier if there were more people playing, but there's no incentives to go in there, man. And then some people got to go through hell just to get a few things done. just to get that role. A lot of
Yeah,
people
I
just
don't
like
think it's a
F
very
that.
enjoyable mode in its current state.
Yeah.
Even without the cheater thing.
Like I normally like, oh, let me guild this flawless thing. I'm not guilding it. I'm just like whatever. Like it's
Yeah.
not the same anymore. There's nothing about it that's like I don't know. It used to be just fun just to go in there and just like play with your friends and at times go flawless. And there are times where like you never go flawless, but you still have fun. Now it feels like it's the opposite.
I think there's a more of an emphasis on the reward for some people. But also I think that the mode's just old. I think the whole thing needs to be reinvented. I think it just feels old. I think that the game mode's not really fun. The prize or the loot structure doesn't feel rewarding for people's time investment. That for people that aren't as experienced.
I was thinking about it, and I feel like if they probably worked on the comp mode more, that might work out a lot better.
Yeah, I'd love to see the competitive playlist get a revamp and be worked on, but I think it's wishful thinking at this point.
Because then, like, there's people out there that will probably put in some time. Like, here's my thing about trials, right? You could get 7 wins and go flawless and get a weapon. But how about this? What if there were tiers to a comp playlist, right? You win 10 matches, right? It's almost like a card. You win 10 matches, you unlock a certain thing. You win 15, you unlock another thing. You win 20 and so on and so on. And then it rewards people for streaks as well in that playlist. I think that would be more fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think survival is strictly just a better game mode than Elim in nearly every single way. But like I said, I think it's wishful thinking. They haven't done anything with the survival playlist for so long. I like that it's in the game. I like that it's a great way to level, and I always have fun going for the run at the beginning of the season. But they've made it significantly, like, I don't know who that playlist caters to anymore. It's both significantly easier than it once was, so its existence there isn't even like fan service for the more competitive players, but it's also like not rewarding in the slightest. So it's like, okay, for people like that care about the loot game, they're not playing it either. I'm not sure what they've done and what the point is of that playlist anymore, other than to like, hey, here's a leveling route. But I mean, I think it's just super wishful thinking to think that they're going to do anything else with it, because I don't know, there's like no signs of them putting time into that over other things. So it saddens me, but I guess what it is.
I just like objective based stuff too, man.
Yep, me too, man. Me too. Elimination feels like a game mode without any flow. There's no direction in it.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's, I don't know. I think it's such a bad experience.
I think it's too like
no flow, no direction.
If we had something that people were building up, I don't want like a system as much as like Overwatch, where like there's a rank system and people kind of build up, but I do want something where like people can feel like they're working towards something every season, right? Like for the player that's like, man, I love Crucible, I want to do this in Crucible, I want to do that in Crucible. It'd be nice to just have some kind of incentive every season, like, oh snap, I can unlock this, I can unlock this. Like I think COD has it for like skins and gear that people can unlock over time.
Yeah,
like that would be pretty neat to see in Destiny.
Like I said, I agree. I just don't see them. Obviously, all that kind of stuff takes time, and it's just like, especially with the current pandemic and everything, and time being harder to, or it being harder for them to get things done. Essentially, I unfortunately just don't see it happening. So like, I'm always like, I'm optimistic, but not sure if it'll happen. What are you excited for next season, though?
There's a few things coming in I feel like I'm probably gonna enjoy. Can't really talk about much because of the NDA, but it seems like they're like every season they have a lot of stuff that just they think of and then they put together that I just love. And honestly, perfect example this season, we got like Thunder and Glare and PvE, and I'm like, dude, this thing is freaking awesome, right? And at first I was like, man, we need the grenade back to, you know, like debuff everything. Now we have a thing where you could just use a sniper and two-shot something and debuff it. There's so much in this game and there's so much potential. And even for PvP, but PvP is just in this weird place for me, right? I like, when I get in PvP, I just want to enjoy it. I don't care about like what my KD is at the end. Well, I just want to play, man. I just want to shoot people a little bit. I get shot, I get in, I get out, right? But then I have people and friends that are like, nah, I want to go against the best. I want to, I want to do what I do. Yep. And that's understandable, you know?
Yeah. What's lacking in PvP for me right now is any place to play the game meaningfully. Meaning, like we said, the end game PvP experience does not feel good to me in the slightest. It goes against nearly every fiber of my being to like play and try and understand elimination. I hate the lack of direction in the game mode, the lack of natural game flow, the fact that you get punished for, or rewarded I should say, for just sitting and accumulating super, the fact that the objective takes so long to spawn, the fact that there's no objectives other than the main zone objectives and it's just aimless for 2 minutes before that. It's just such a awful experience to me. So for me, as a player that wants to, I want to play at a top level. I'm not the best, but I'm a competitive person, so I want to do that. But I feel that doesn't exist in the game right now. There's no space for it, and there's that kind of area doesn't really exist. I mean, some people really dislike the sandbox in the game. For me, it's like I don't mind it. I have my issues with it, but for me, I could look past that because the core game I still really enjoy. While I give feedback, but the fact of the matter is, for a PvP player, there's nowhere meaningful. There's nowhere to play meaningfully, and as a result, it's like hard to want to keep playing, like in grinding. You know, for me, when I play my other hobbies, you know, like when I play music and I practice music, I feel good when I'm done because I know I'm making progress. I know that every bit of me playing and practicing feels like making progress. When I play, like I play a card game called Yu-Gi-Oh! Semi-competitively. When I play in tournaments, when I play in tournaments and like I do well, that feels great because it feels meaningful. Quick play 24/7 to me doesn't feel meaningful in Destiny, right? It's just quick play, man. Like, cool, I'll go for gameplays. You know, I play to entertain my audience, but like you know, it's not meaningful. And unfortunately, the game that's supposed to be meaningful, aka Trials, the end game, isn't like really great either, especially for the PC players that have to deal with cheaters. So I don't know, man. Like PvP is in a bad spot for me because of that, because there's nowhere that feels meaningful.
I just feel like there has to be an incentive, even in Trials. The whole like people waiting and then getting super, or like everything coming down to time, I think is just kind of lame. Especially when you made a competitive game mode and then you decided, let's bring back something from Destiny 1 because people wanted to reminisce on it. Right when it first came out fresh, people jumped in it. It was kind of neat. But then after a while, it became trash. And I know a lot of people talk about the cheater problem, but the thing is, every game has cheaters. The thing is, right now, the fucking scope on cheaters is huge because there's not that many people playing. If there were like, I think maybe every week is like 100K. If it was like 500, 1 million people playing, you probably are not going to see that many cheaters. But right now you will. And I don't know what the hell they can do to change any of that. You know, I spoke about pushing up the timer a little bit, maybe making it to where like there is an objective. So that means, you're still trying to take out the other team, but there's still a thing that you have to cap within a certain time. That means that each round can't go past maybe 2 minutes or a minute, because the thing is, it's a 5-win rounds. You got to win 5 rounds anyway. Maybe make it to where people have to play a little bit aggressive, because if you don't do that, it's gonna happen. You know, like people complain about Chaos Freaks being too crazy. It's still happening, even though they like nerfed it. It just happens all the time. You know, like I lost like I don't even get in Crucible unless I have to play. Be honest with you, I think this is the first time I played Crucible since I did my Guardian game, like 3 games or whatever. I just got in and got the hell out. Like it sucks, but it's not the same Crucible that I used to play before. Like, didn't matter if I was the greatest player or not. I just wanted to get in, shoot some things, get out. Just chill. I don't know what it is, man. It's not the meta, because no matter what, there's always going to be a meta in Destiny.
Yeah, there's always gonna be a meta in any game you play. It's like, if you, I mean, if you have something against like people playing meta, like, I don't know what to tell you. That's like literally any competitive game with choice is going to have a best. Like literally any game. So
any
like,
game has things that like people are just gonna use the most. That's exactly. in any game.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what it is. Like, I think I see it everywhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally. I think though for trials, I don't know, man. I think that survival and countdown, while they weren't perfect, they were still infinitely better game modes than survival and countdown were infinitely better game modes than Elam. I think Elam is a game mode stuck in the past, and just has so many awful flaws with it that are like really coming to fruition more now than ever. But I'm so against that game mode. And I also think that I think that Trials of the Nine was, in my opinion, better. I think that people kind of just lumped a lot of complaints together, the way that they didn't like the double primary system. Perhaps they kind of lumped that together with Trials of the Nine and the game modes and everything, when I think the reward structure is actually pretty good for Trials of the Nine, in my opinion. And I think that I think that the game modes were just better as well. I think the rotating factor and the fact that we had game modes built for specific maps that paired well with them, so that there was like, again, like I think that was so important to the integrity of how the game played, and that was great. Yeah, I think that just people had a problem with the double primary sandbox and the sandbox at the time. And I think that people had a problem with these static rolls, like no random rolls. But I think if those two things were different, I think that survival and countdown would be great. I don't know, sometimes I've seen some really weird excuses as to why those are not great game modes, that I think I only see these kind of reasons in the Destiny community, which I really am not trying to be arrogant, but I think it's just a lack of experience with other FPS games, perhaps. Like, I don't know, sometimes people say, oh, but it's harder to carry in survival. I'm like, a game mode should never be balanced around how easy it is to carry, and like that's not competitive integrity, man. I hate to say it.
There's just
but yeah, anyways,
I was always thinking about like a curated playlist, because people always talk about, well, this dude has this, or this dude is crushing on this, but what if you all can have the same shit, right? Like, what's the changes there? You know what I mean? Like, there's no changes then, because everyone kind of has the same thing. And I always go back to like going to like PAX or like just any event, and everyone having like the same stuff in the sandbox, and you just get to enjoy it. You get to have fun. Like, you don't have to worry about anything else. Yeah.
I think, like you said, though, the objectives, it's like not having objectives in games or in game modes, or making everything kill dependent, just makes it so that there's no reason to move. There's no incentive to move. There's no readability in the game mode itself. You don't like, you don't get to, like, timings aren't as important or aren't as readable. You don't have a better concept over like where people are pushing and why they might be pushing there, or like when they might be pushing there. And it ruins the flow of the game when you don't have objectives. You look at like most competitive FPS games, they don't really have game modes without objective. Even Halo, that is one of the only game modes that uses pure Slayer or Deathmatch as a game mode, or Clash for Destiny people, they have weapons scattered across the map on static timers that are the objectives, and that's why that works. And I don't know, Destiny just not having that is just, I don't know, it's just really bad to me. Shooting and killing is always the fundamental of play. You have to do that no matter what. Everything else dictates the flow of the mode and creates depth. And just like I said, Trials not having that is Oh boy, I think it's very, very bad.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Trials is just, it's like a dead playlist that I don't feel can be brought back to life, man. And the thing is, it's been around for so long, so many people are so used to it. You know, like
Yeah, I don't know, man.
There's nothing exciting about Trials. You know, people wanted it back. They brought it back as the Trials of the Nine, and now I'm just like, I don't know. I wish I was more excited about even the loot.
Yeah.
But not even the loot kind of excites me anymore.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. I think that like what I dislike most about a lot of things in Destiny 2 was that, like, okay, yeah, year one had its flaws, no doubt, right? Like, you know, it wasn't perfect, but it did have and introduce some things that were interesting, that were like that were cool. Right? Things there, it's not like every single thing introduced was bad. There were some good concepts done there. But I dislike how they 180 reverted to just make it Destiny 1 again, like flaws and all, rather than trying to make it like, okay, let's look at what we did well. Let's look at what was well received, like, you know, and like try and do something even better. And like incorporate what worked well in Destiny 1. Because Trials of Osiris coming back, it literally is just, it really does feel like, you know, panic button, revert to D1. Yeah. And I think they need to be more ambitious and a little bit more willing to take risk than that. And that disappoints me a little bit. All because it didn't work out once, maybe, doesn't mean, you know, that it should just, let's not just go auto revert to D1, in my opinion, right?
Yeah.
I really do believe that this game can be something greater. You know, it could be the, you know, things that made D1 great and more.
It can, I don't know. It could definitely be something. How do you feel about them just making Destiny 3?
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a crazy question, because like, then like, how does that work, right? Like, how does all our like gear work and everything? We went through like reacquiring everything, and, you know, things coming back in Destiny 2. I don't know if they can do that another time, right? I don't know if you can bring the Might of multi-tool and have me excited for it to come back another time.
No, I just feel like a new IP with maybe some of the like the new ideas or whatever they come up with would be a lot more refreshing than just like, so I feel like they're trying to like do too much on this old IP, constantly trying to make the community happy, like transmog and all this other stuff that we have. It's almost like a closet, and there's just a bunch of clutter, and at times they go in that closet and they're like, okay, maybe we can like take this you know, wash it and like fold it and put it back in there. That's what it feels like to me. But if they had a brand new thing come out, then, you know, they can work maybe from a better base or a better foundation. I understand that we're still going to Lightfall, but I mean, like, after Lightfall, I don't know if I want them to focus more on this game anymore. There's so many like bugs and issues that happen, and, you know, things that they can't do. And also another reason why there's so many damn cheaters is because some of their like stuff like leak out and people get like all the coding, and it makes it easier for them. But I feel like if they have something new, maybe they can have something to work with, you know? That's usually my thought on that.
I think the idea of a fresh start with something brand new is cool. But I don't know. You could call me optimistic, but I think that Destiny is still like an incredibly unique game. I think the gunplay is phenomenal. I think it has so much good about it that I think that they could still get the game on track. I think it's gonna take a lot of work, but I don't know, man. I still think the game has so much more potential and so much more capacity than where it's currently at.
No.
And where it's currently at is great. I think the PvE is awesome. I think people really enjoy a lot of the PvE and stuff like that. But I think that they have a lot of potential with the sandbox and the gunplay and the abilities and what they've created here, all the exotic weapons. I think they have so much potential for the PvP end as well, like and both. And I'm sure in many ways the PvE could be more grand too. But for me being a PvP person, I just the core of the game is so great, and I it's hard for me to stop believing that they can't get it together and make something really awesome out of it. So I want to say I'd like them to keep improving on this, and I don't know, see what they can do.
Like when I look at it from a PvP standpoint, right? I look at it as when they first made these maps, they were made for like 4v4s, and they try to like change it to make it into like a 6v6 thing. But I feel like if they had something brand new, maybe they can like reformat everything. And like what I mean by like leakage and even like coding, maybe they learn like certain things, right? Like maybe they can't change certain words or certain coding that they had in the game before, but if they make something new, they could probably put something behind it. I don't know. These are just random thoughts. I'm not, not a game coder. I don't know what goes into each aspect of making this game tick, but that's what I'm hoping for. Who knows what they can do or what they can't do?
Yeah. I think that, like I said, I just think I just hope that they are able to kind of get the game on track for a lot of people and introduce more depth in this game.
Because, bro, this game, I mean, their ideas, they have so much potential. Like warm mind cells and all this crazy jazz that we come up with, like charge with light and all these elemental builds. Like these guys are geniuses, man. Even weapons and what weapons can do and the concepts behind them, they're just perfect example. Dead Man Tells is so freaking neat, right? Like I used it and I was like, dude, what, like the precise mission, the spores, having to shoot the spores to get it to like go through like different doors. These, I don't know. I feel like there's so much that they're probably just like slowly scratching the surface. And if all that can be put into a new thing, it might be better. It might not be. I'll be honest. I don't know. But every time I think about it, I was like, man, what if this was just like fresh, new, like, But another thing is a lot of people like to give chances to things that are new again, right?
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. So, I have friends that stopped playing Destiny 1 when it was like the sticky sidearm thing. When Destiny 2 was coming out, they were all like ready and like to go, Yeah.
I think they maybe need to work on I don't know, like I think they can still kind of generate a similar level of hype with their expansions, but I like the idea of them continually building on what we have here. I don't know what they would do drastically different than what we currently have available.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't know if I can do that hard reset again. I don't know if I can get I don't know if I can get excited for getting the Might of Multi-Tool again, right? And I feel like in Destiny 2 it felt justified because there was a lot of really, really bad flaws with Destiny 1. I wasn't as big into Destiny 1 as I am Destiny 2. And yes, there are a lot of problems with Destiny 2 as well, but I feel like as far as the weapons go, a few that were brought back, or exotic armor, a few that were brought back at least, I feel like were revised in a great way. Some of the newer stuff, you could definitely argue has been through some problems. But some of the things that were brought back, I think I could justify and be decently excited about, simply because it's in a obviously new, larger scale game, but also because it was often revised to be a little bit more balanced or more unique. And I think that's cool, but I don't know if I can do that a third time. Like I don't know if I could get excited for those same things again that felt like reasonably well revised in this game for the second time. I don't know if I can do it for a third time. I kind of like the idea of just like, let's just keep building on what we have, but let's take the steps to fix what we have. And I think a lot of the problems that were introduced, in my opinion, that we currently have now were a result of just kind of going, hey, revert to D1, and hopefully now they're able to actually identify and make something a little bit more healthy that embraces that takes it beyond and does something even better.
Everything
And that
one
part of that for
shotting
me,
is
like
just
I
weird
said,
to
is
me.
game modes.
Like
Part of
every,
that to me is like game modes and you know, and sandbox balancing being a little bit more prioritized around PvP.
my thing too is like, what is it? People are like complaining about 3 peaking, and then that's gonna get like looked at, and I feel like sometimes like the complaints are just like being pushed in the wrong area or like the wrong direction. Um,
How so?
like okay, instead of like worrying about metas and stuff like that, I feel like maybe people should look more into, for me at least, like I don't feel like everything should one shot in this game. You know, like sure, it's like a fantasy game and people believe certain things should work in that way or whatever. They want to feel powerful. But like if you go into Crucible and you could just, you don't have to, I seen a dude run double shotties. You don't have to run primary. You just go around just like hitting people, killing, and here's the thing though, Drew. Like the guy was like brand new to the game. He was like, all right, well, I'm gonna try this out. And he was just like playing against new lights and just shitting on them. I don't know if that's like a cool thing to draw people in for, or would it be like, okay, I got in, right? I don't have the best shot. All of a sudden, after a few days, a few hours, a few months, I feel like I can keep up with everyone, right? And no matter what the meta is, whatever changes, I still feel like I can be someone that can like enjoy themselves in any game mode. And I don't think that's a thing in Destiny. You know, some people enjoy the stasis stuff and some people don't. I know people that like or like hate stasis.
I love stasis.
You know? Look at Drew using the dib.
I love stasis.
Oh man. Yeah, as I talk about it, I just see you, you know, on the ledge just shooting the guy. I'm like, oh, look at this guy. I don't know.
I don't think stasis is flawless. I love the I should confirm before I get like roasted. I like the concept of stasis. I don't think it was done great in execution. I don't think it was done well in execution, but we're getting to a healthier place. But I do like the concept of it. I think that movement is the most it's one of the strongest things in this game that are just completely unanswered. And I think that stasis is a, you know, that's the answer. That is the counter argument to aggressive movement is, and like flying forward is something to put you a little bit more at risk and challenge that decision making. And that's why I enjoy it.
It just seems like, like especially when it came out, no one can combat it. You're just frozen. You can't do shit.
Oh yeah, and execution, right? Like the execution of it was just like way too powerful, right? It's just way too strong, way too easy to make use of. Right?
Perfect example. The Warlock had like 3 ways to freeze you.
Yeah, like, you know, it's like, again, I love the concept. I love the idea. I think the idea is valuable. I think it deserves to be worked on. I think it's great, but the execution is just, you know, like I said, it's way too strong, way too easy to make use of.
I mean, how do you feel about like new subclasses always coming in and just taking over the entire Crucible usually? Like that's what happens normally. And I was talking about that again. Whenever like new subclasses come out, they kind of take over Crucible. And I was talking about it this way too. I was like, I know is their way to sell DLCs because everything in Crucible is free, right? So in order for someone to spend money, they're gonna have to buy DLC that has maybe subclasses tied to it. How do you feel about that?
I think there's always gonna be an element of newness. Like, so like regardless of that, people are gonna play the new subclasses even if it was complete like trash, because like it's new, right? Like people want to use the new toys, right? And that there's always gonna be an element of that. However, yeah, I mean, like if I don't know if this was like actually done or not. I'm just big ifs here. If, you know, part of the reason they make it so strong is so that people buy the DLC, you know, yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of that. I'm always going to prioritize the health of the game, but ultimately those aren't my decisions to make. I'm not a fan of it. I wouldn't, like I said, I don't know if they do that or not actually, but that's not what I enjoy. I don't like that.
I think
But
it's
again,
like
those aren't my decisions to make. So
if you jump into a game and you're like a Crucible player and you get frozen a few times and you're like, wait a minute, what the fuck is this? You expect the guy and you're like, wait a minute, he has this new subclass on, and that's why like I killed a bunch of people, I got my super, and all of a sudden in 2 seconds I'm being fucking frozen out of my Thunder Crash and I can't do shit and I lost my Thunder Crash. You're probably going to find a way to get the money to get that subclass. You're like, wait, this is not fair, right? So for me, it just seems like it was more of a tactic. Like, sure, you can play for free, but if you want to compete, you're gonna have to get this DLC. You're gonna have to go do PvE to get these things. But I mean, that's just from my take. That's what I feel like. And people are talking about more darkness subclasses, and I'm thinking there's gonna be another powerful thing that's probably gonna come in. That's probably gonna be stronger than stasis. And then what's next? I personally don't feel like it should be like that. I think things should be, up to par with others, so people have the choice to like use things,
yeah, I definitely agree. I think that like the reason you should want a new subclass, if that's like what we're talking about here, like when it's released, if the reason you should want that is because of its newness and because of it introducing a different dimension of play. Usually, right? More times than not because it's like it feels like it's unanswerable, like it's uncontestable, and you have to buy it. I think that's just a feel bad, and I don't believe that's their directive. But the hardest if that is a factor or an influence, I don't particularly like that. And I think that, again, the reason you should buy a subclass or buy an expansion with a subclass is because you like it, because it's new, you want to try out the new toys, or perhaps because it introduces a new dimension or a new way to play that wasn't previously present. And that's what I like about Stasis. I think it introduces more depth to the game via status effects, things that like really weren't, like you look at a lot of the abilities in Destiny right now and it's just damage. It's just like we have suppression's a unique one, I think, and the flashbangs on the Titan are very unique. I've always when I play Striker, which is very rare, I always use the flashbangs. I think they're very unique and very potentially strong. But those kind of effects are very far and few in the game, right? We don't have a lot of stuff like that, and I think that I like that Stasis introduced a little bit more. Like I said, too powerful, in execution. But I think that kind of stuff and that uniqueness adds a little bit more depth to the game, and hopefully they'll do it a little bit more balanced out of the gate the next time, rather than just all powerful kind of mode.
It just, I don't know. It feels like that to me for some reason. Especially like when I look back at Destiny 1, remember when Hammers came out? Dude,
when the new Taken King subclass came out.
Who was taking out those
Hammers,
subclasses?
Storm, even Stormcaller was still pretty crazy at one point.
And Tether with
double dodge on a Night Stalker. Holy.
So that's what I'm saying. Like whenever Witch Queen or whenever we get a new subclass, I feel like that's gonna be insane, and we're gonna be like, what the fuck? People will probably forget about Stasis for a bit and have nightmares about whatever the new thing is. Everyone's saying poison. Like, this guy's lagging. Do I expect to just have a bunch of like thorn type thing happening to me the whole time? Like like I love the perks and stuff that they put on weapons and ideals behind them. Everything that they add every season is pretty freaking neat. Even the whole Stasis subclass thing, the breakdown of it, fragments and aspects and all that, it's freaking dope. That's one thing that's like that bothers me for the future. I'm just like, even from a PvE perspective, like, damn, is this gonna be good in the raid all of a sudden? Should I get this? Like there's just so many drawbacks for me from that point.
Yeah, I mean, I totally get it. I think that, again, call me optimistic, but I hope that they see the pushback they got with Stasis, and hopefully that guides them for future releases to make things, you know, more manageable and more manageable and on par with the rest of the game, while still maintaining that uniqueness, right? It doesn't have to
Yeah.
be all powerful and almighty in order to, to be attractive, perhaps. And I have faith that they'll do that. I do. I think that I think everyone kind of looked at the reaction to Stasis.
But then, like, another thing is, there's no such thing as bad publicity. I feel like more people talked about that. More people kind of came in just to like try it out and see how it is too, right? I had a friend that was like gifted the game. He was like, "Oh, let me see." He was like, "Man, I love freezing people. This thing is fun." I'm like, "But it's not really balanced." Especially when the hunter had like the 2 melee stuff. It was just like each one can possibly just kill you pretty easily. It's just, I don't know.
Yep.
Mountaintop. Whoa. I haven't seen that in a long time. Grenade launchers are just in a weird place for me, man. I don't understand.
I hate them still.
I don't understand why the thought behind them. How do you feel about
I really dislike the state of grenade launchers.
How do you feel about that? Like, and then people pairing it up with Deadmans. I feel like,
oh, I hate it.
I
hate it so much.
You don't even have to aim. That's the weird thing.
I mean, I think
for
that
me.
Deadman's actually takes a good deal of aim, like when you're hip firing. I think it's just like, I mean, the problem with Deadman's is a PC thing, in my opinion. Because on controller, it's much harder to aim with precision from the hip without ADSing. And I think that's actually harder to do, like aiming from the hip on controller. And obviously on mouse and keyboard, that doesn't really like matter. You're not like, you don't get reticle friction obviously on mouse and keyboard, and you already have the precision and the agency to like be able to aim precisely no matter what. So when you get a weapon like that has like pretty generous, aim assist by mouse and keyboard standards from the hip, well, I mean, you get, it becomes a lot more powerful. So but in terms of grenade launchers, since we were talking about that, I really dislike grenade launchers. I dislike the changes that they made to them. I don't think that they need to impact on or explode on impact and one shot me. There's so many times that salvage or salvo, I hate that thing where it just the grenade looks like it's flying to the right of me and then it just explodes, like literally on my screen. It looks like it's flying to my right and then I explode and just die. And I'm like, dude. And I know they most likely did not release the trigger, or maybe it has an incredibly generous blast radius, I don't know. But these legendary grenade launchers, apparently spike grenades, what according to Fallout's testing, are like insane, and they do a lot of damage. But all these factors combining on these legendary grenade launchers, I think that they're easier than ever. They've effectively removed a lot of the skill from using them, which is supposed to be like you fire it and like swap or like detonate, like, and that's the skill in it, is like you judging the travel distance and like knowing when to detonate and swapping as you detonate to clean them up. That was the skill in it. And now it just feels like they just randomly one hit you so often and are incredibly generous. Their velocity is very, very fast. I don't know. It just feels like they've effectively removed the skill from them. And the only one that I appreciate really is Fighting Lion. And other than that, the legendary ones, I'm really tired of them.
Fighting Lion has just not been the same, man. Ever since they
I think it's the only like relatively balanced one.
I don't know. That was just like a weird change to me. Like right there, Deadman's Hells is weird, man. I feel like that thing is aimbot central on PC.
I mean, yeah, generous like controller level aim assist with a mouse and keyboard precision from the hip at 150 RPM with a TTK that's like with like all the range, like more range than a hand cannon, I'm pretty sure.
This Arsai guy is not missing.
It'll be very good. This is actually the first time I played on PC in like weeks because I didn't want to deal with it, to be honest.
Yeah. I'm missing all my shots. There's just like a lot of fuckery on PC. And it's like they know the house is on fire, they're I don't know
I hope
what
so.
they're doing, but you know, they know the house is on fire because, you know, most of them play the game too, you know? I don't know. That's why I kind of wish for a new IP, but then I don't even know how that would be resolved. But it just seems like it's easier for most games to like work or find like a better NTIT whenever they have something new up. Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm really hoping that they can turn things around. I think they can. We've
They
been through
definitely
high
can.
points in Destiny 2 before. I think they definitely can do it. But like I said, I think in my opinion, what it's going to take being a little bit more ambitious, not being afraid to do something different again, not playing it safe. And I think that if they trust their intuition and really have the interest of both PvP and PvE all in mind, I think they can do some great stuff. Because obviously you've been to Bungie, like you know some of the guys there, like they're creative individuals, they're passionate about the game. Like there's some people there that I'm like super fond of, and I know they're smart, and I know they have the power to like really bring the game to a great place. I think that my only thing I would say is just like they gotta just not be afraid to be ambitious with their vision, and make changes, do something different, and just keep the interest of both PvP and PvE in mind through all of it. So
yeah, there's a lot going on. Like, I don't know. For PvE, I feel like the game, each season there are things that are really good. I know people complain about like stuff being time gated, and there is a lot of time gated stuff. But overall, I feel like it's a lot better than the initial Destiny 2 that we started out with. My only issues with Crucible, because I felt like Crucible, it was rewarding because it was more of a team play thing. And now, like, you have everyone trying to be like a lone cowboy star, trying to like get 40, 50 kills and be like, hey, man, I got content for YouTube because I did this. When I feel like that was balanced. You know, people complain about their sidearm and their whatever, their scouts, but it was more balanced than what we have right now. Right now, it's like the complete opposite of what we started out with. Right now, it's like madness, and I don't get how people like it. I don't care if you tell me, oh, I just love running around with my hand cannon and my fucking shotgun all the time. Right now, you go in Crucible, you're dying to fucking aimbots, literally aimbots, and then freaking grenade launchers and scout rifles that are just mapping. Well, them intels. And there's people also like bowing you down where you can't like, you know, get your life back. It's in a weird like space for me, man. I try not to go into Crucible unless I have to. And that sucks because it used to be completely different. And I feel like they try to give us the whole game mode section where we can choose, right? Almost like Destiny 1, but it doesn't feel the same. I know that they added weapons in the pool, but I was going to ask you this too. What do you think about them adding maybe like, you know, a Nurem's Mercy or something that can like, you know, keep people back in to play more? Because in Destiny 1, we had like AS Luna and what was it, Matador or something like that. We had a few weapons in the pool, and you had a chance to get that as you play, so people were still going for that, right? And even if you got it, you didn't get the best roll, so you had something to chase after. Like, I remember even like at the end of like year 3, people were still going for the AS Luna. In Destiny 2, we don't really have that. After a while, people just get on Twitter and bitch, or they get on, you know, on Reddit and they complain, oh, I haven't got my roll yet, and I've been playing this for 2 hours. I don't get it.
I think that.
Do you feel like do we need more loot or incentives behind some of these stuff, or no?
I don't know. I think that they've done a good job. I think we have the ritual weapons now.
Yeah.
Frozen Orbit was a big one for PvP.
Frozen Orbit is really nice.
Playing to get a good Frozen Orbit roll. And I think early on they tried to make the drop rate not as generous, and I think it was awful.
I mean, it's still awful.
I remember recruiting like one in every like matches sometimes, like that. It got that bad, like that type of a thing. So like I think there's, like I said, this is another discussion where there's a sweet spot. there's a sweet spot for this where like I think if they're I don't know if next season I believe we're getting another ritual weapon, right? They said every season there's going to be like a new ritual weapon for the like set of weapons for each game mode. So PvP is going to get another 2, and then strikes are going to get another 2 or something like that, right? I'm not mistaken with that, right? That's how I understood it.
Yeah, each of them will get in something.
Yeah, so I think that's good. I think that's good enough for me. Like I think that's that's plenty. That's essentially the AS Luna type grind. Like you got your weapon that comes from your playlist, and it's hopefully desirable. That's up to them to make desirable weapons, of course. But I think as far as like getting a good roll, it's like I don't think it should take in time investment, but it shouldn't take forever, because then it gets bad. Like I feel like then it just starts becoming who won the lottery, and now I'm better at the game than you because I won the lottery. Some
people's thing too is like, I don't mind that I'll farm for something. My thing is that when I finally get it, it got nerfed. How do you feel about like, do you feel like they nerf a lot of stuff too quick, or they try to change the meta too quick? I don't feel like they've been changing for too much right now.
I don't think so. Yeah, and I think that those things like those weapons and stuff should be small incentives to get people in the playlist, and maybe just like reasons to turn on your game and like play casually. But I don't think those are like long-term incentives. So I don't think it should take like 80 hours. Like I'm trying to exaggerate here. I don't think it should take forever to get like a good roll on something. I think it should take a reasonable, like reasonable time investment, sure. But I don't think it should take forever per se. And like, yeah, I just never got a frozen orb with snapshot. I don't think that's how it should work. I don't think those should be long-term pursuits. I think they should just be things to try and get, nudge you back on the game.
Like besides loot, do you feel like a lot of gunplay has been like taken out since stasis has come into play in the game?
I want to say initially, yes. Now, I don't know. I mean, like, it depends on what you, I guess. See, the thing is I don't consider really shotgun heavy gunplay either. So I don't know. Some people might consider shotgunning or fusioning like heavy gunplay, when to me it's just like, I think that's
it's not
just a silly.
It's just someone running forward with a shotgun.
Yeah, holding like running forward and quote unquote movement skill gap. Like firing their pellet spread weapon at me that takes no precision. So like to me, I don't see that as like heavy gunplay either. So I don't know. Well, as much as I think stasis was too powerful and like definitely tipped the scales. The way I've always responded as well, it's just like to me, stasis is right now a stupid answer to or stupid solution to a stupid problem, is the way I put it. Because I think the state of shotguns and like some of the special weapons is just a little too crazy. I think snipers are in a fine place now, but they were oppressive for so long, and that's the only reason they're in a fine place now, is because they got nerfed so hard. And I think that's a good thing, but I think that the other special weapons are kind of just sticking out like a sore thumb now, and I think they all need to be altered, and then hopefully again stasis along with them to be proportionate. Because I very much don't like special weapons in their current state, I should say.
Oh, I fell off. Yeah, special weapons. I feel like people will use their special way more than they use their primary. Like a lot of people set up their stuff for a scavenger, just to scavenge for that. They're not worried about like running around the corner with a primary. No, they're gonna try to go around the corner with a special out. And I feel like even when it comes to snipers, I feel like snipers kind of ruined it for a bit, because you could just have 3 people.
Yeah, they were oppressive.
Yeah. There's people that talk about like, oh, someone used the mountaintop and this is terrible. And I'm like, yeah, but it's the same thing as 3 people in trials scoping down the same lane with 3 snipers.
Yeah, it was all bad.
It's still the same thing.
But that's why I'm happy now that snipers have been reined in. I just want to see that kind of a change made for all the special weapons, really.
Yeah. Like, for example, we're playing right now, and I'm like, you know, like I hope no one's cheating. It seems like everyone's doing good, all right? But there's times where you die to something like, wait, what the fuck? You know, like, and I hate that feeling. And, you know, I kind of wish that feeling was gone in this game. You know, because it used to never be a thing. Or at least for, like, in the past, right? Even at the beginning of this game, no one really thought about it like that. I don't know. It came ravagely out of nowhere, too. I feel like this All-Star guy's cheating. You know what I'm saying? But, like, I don't know. Right? He might just be a really, really good player at the game that hits all his crits in the air. You know? Like, who knows? I feel like the move from, like, Blizzard to Steam kind of fucked us up, too. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know the technical aspect of a lot of these things, so, like,
you think we'll still have like the same amount of cheaters if we were on Blizzard? Because I feel like Blizzard just had like a better.
To me, it felt better. Blizzard definitely didn't feel like it had cheaters like this, but I don't know how it works, man. Like, I just don't have precedents to say, I guess. I don't know. I realize I'm in the dark with it. I don't know how it works. Can't pretend that I know how it works, and it's like, you know, all I can say is I hope they get it together, right? Hope they can find a solution. Because for me, my solution's just been like, yeah, just gonna go play on console. There are still forms of cheating on console, but I mean, at the very least, you know, it's not like hard hacking.
Man, I seen some clips, and I'm like, what? Like, I I think it was Troll that sent me a clip of some dude like cheating on the console and gambling. I was like, why? Like, the dude like got on his Sparrow and he was going around just killing people.
Yeah.
I just wanted to understand, like, what makes people even do that? You know, like, you just get up and like, oh, cool, man. I can't do nothing today. I can't kill anybody. Let me go like buy this cheat to make me feel better. Like, why? There's no point. You're not doing anything. There's a machine doing it for you. Like,
couldn't tell you, man. Don't understand it myself.
I never will, man. I never will. Don't know if it's an ego thing or what. You know? Who knows? Ooh, there's a game that came out. I forgot. People were playing it like yesterday or something like that. That looked like Halo. I forgot the name of it. I think I saw a friend playing it. I was going to ask you what you thought about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like super out of the loop. I just been occasionally I play COD. And it's mainly Destiny still, because I still enjoy the game. So, but I've been playing a little bit more Master Chief Collection, or like playing through the classic Halo. So I enjoy that as well. That in Destiny, or those games in Destiny. That's all I play.
I don't know. I was looking at some like clips, and I was watching like a lot of people's like old montages and stuff. And it was more like, it wasn't like people were doing the craziest things. It was just more like people were enjoying the game. And you can see, like, there was just like random stuff that people, like, that would happen with motherfuckers. Oh my God. Right? And I'm like, I don't see that anymore. Nobody really wants to sit out here and make a montage anymore. Like, people were just like, nah, I'm not doing that. When that was like a main thing for most content creators, like when people would hit like certain pinnacles, they would make a montage, right? Like, I was gonna say, how do you feel about that? Is it because people feel like the game is just dry now? Like, there's nothing that people can do that can like, you know, amaze others? Or why isn't there that many montages anymore in Destiny?
I don't know. That's funny. Like, maybe people aren't feeling as excited about it. For me, I always want to make a montage, but like, I don't know. I've been like just, I guess, waiting for so long but also just you know, me and Bakken did that one montage in year one. And I felt like that was
Yeah.
I felt like that was so dope at the time, and I'm like, I don't know. Like I was worried that if I were to do a solo montage, if it would live up to like my standards. I just have like really high standards for myself, so maybe other people feel like there's so much that's been done that it's like hard to kind of top it.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what it is, but I think it's more so probably along the lines of like, you know, people not just not being as excited about the game right now.
Yeah, because like I said, I've seen some things where people just were like, "Oh, I'm gonna use like truth and machine gun and make a thing," and now like, I mean, like even Bakken used to like get like crazy weapons and put it together, and I don't see him doing that anymore. Like, it's just weird. It almost feels like Destiny's thing that was it for a lot of the Crucible guys. It's kind of slowly going away. I think Apex is doing something with like a new game mode that's supposed to be like almost like Trials. Have you heard
Like
about
Trials,
that? Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. It's
And I'm
interesting.
like, I hope it works out. But I just feel like the whole system has been a little bit played out. Maybe it'll be more fun in that game because there's so many different characters, so many different things. It's not just like one or two things that are, the same. I am not sure. I played Apex like when it first came out, and I have not touched it for a while. So I don't know anything about it. Has Cam even like been on to play
I
at
don't
all?
think Cam's even playing Destiny at all. I have not seen him on this game in a long time.
Yeah.
Maybe he did like, I think he did some like free to play thing with Easton or something, but
Yeah. Like I haven't, yeah, because normally Cam always has like all these crazy ideas, and recently I just haven't really seen much from him.
yeah, I don't know. He hasn't been doing a lot of Destiny.
But he's been playing a shit ton of PSO too.
Yeah, I mean the new one's coming out soon for it, so
Yeah.
makes sense.
Well, hopefully he's ready for VOG.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't even know if he's gonna do it like day one or not. I don't even know what I'm doing. And it's like coming soon, so
Yeah.
no idea.
We probably gotta figure that out. I'm pretty sure size is cited. Maybe not, but
Besides, yeah, wait, yeah, I don't know what he's doing. I haven't talked to anyone. I really haven't spoken to anyone.
I don't know. I just feel like it's not really a day one. It's more like us doing like something that we used to play with before.
Yeah.
But I am excited about the Witch Queen raid, especially because they have Joe on it, and he's made a lot of like good stuff with his peers at Bungie, especially when it comes to raids. So I'm just like, man, I can't wait to like get in here. I love like the bottom tree solar subclass. It just sucks that it doesn't, a lot of people like the top for movement more.
Yeah, I mean the bottom just kind of pales in comparison because of that movement.
I don't understand why they slow down the super, and I have to change my jump in order for it to work. Oh my, there's so many people over here. Why is there so many people here? I don't know. This game just feels even I don't know, man. We'll see. I think the seasonal model is growing on me because now that stuff is going to be around for a year, people can kind of like go ahead and do a bunch of shit for like a year. Like
Yeah,
we're
I
gonna
think it's cool.
we're gonna have all these things instead of it being 3 months. And then when I look back at it, it now allows me to play other games too. I was gonna say, like, besides COD, what else have you been playing, or do you see anything like that's been catching your eye?
Like I said, I've been going to play some classic Halo here and there.
Mm,
Like the problem with Call of Duty is like, I love that game, and I think that I like the new COD,
yeah.
but there's the way that the pros like, so there's a disparity in the way that the pros play and like the way that normal, like, I guess entry level to mid-level players play. And that's because the pros have like a set of like unwritten kind of like rules called gentlemen's agreements
Mm-hmm.
that are like not actually rules, but they like at pro play everyone basically like agrees not to use certain weapons. And
Almost like
basically
sweats.
when you watch like the pros play, it's like you go back to, you know, normal league play, and like you try and pick up the game, and like people don't want to use those GAs for some reason or for whatever reason.
Mm,
So like it becomes like a different like meta game, and it's like kind of annoying because like when I watch like the pros play, man, like I want to play the same game as the pros. I don't want to play a different game. So that became a little annoying for a while. That was upsetting. So I tried to play a little bit of Halo, kind of getting into that again, but I'm mainly just waiting for Halo Infinite. I'm really excited for that. Just waiting for that, and that's why I'm kind of getting back into playing some Halo. But otherwise, I don't know, man. Like just been playing unironically been playing in some fun Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments. I've been playing that a lot. I've really been enjoying it. So Destiny,
dude,
Yu-Gi-Oh, piano, that's what it's
man,
been for me.
I haven't
So
played
that's my
Yu-Gi-Oh since
grind.
I was like in like a freshman in high school, dude. I had like I
Yeah.
had the God cards. I had 4 pieces of Zodia. That 5th piece, which was the head, no one got around my region ever. Like, got the arms and the legs, never got the head. I was like, man, what the hell? Like, I remember getting the God cards, and my friend bought them off of me for like 200 each, and my dumbass put that shit right back into cards trying to get fucking Exodia, man.
It was funny.
Isn't
Yeah, I've
that
collected
crazy? Like,
a lot of like stuff. I play like an off meta deck, and it's kind of fun. Just kind of collect and play competitively. It's
yeah,
it's fun because it's completely different, and I have a lot of friends that are very into it, and like some of the best players in the world. Like they've been to Worlds a few times and won like nationals and stuff like that. So they're like unbelievably good at the game. So that's like, and they're my IRL friends in Toronto. So that's why I'm kind of like more into it, I guess, and more inclined to play because like my friend group does it.
mm-hmm.
So that's fun. But yeah, that's all I've been doing. That's what I do other than Destiny. It's a lot of music practice, that on the side, and you know, Destiny to stream and make videos.
Man, you gotta play Genshin. Genshin is fun. But you gotta have
My
some kind
friends
of
play.
discipline.
Yeah, I just find that I don't have like a lot of like time for like, I don't know, like other games. Like I'm always like wanting to like play Destiny and you know, grind Destiny for like my content and everything when I can. But aside from that, I'm like, when I'm not playing Destiny, I'm just like trying to practice piano and trying to get as good as I can with that, because that's really what I'm passionate about.
Oh, dude, that's freaking awesome. I've been looking at basketball leagues, man, trying to freaking see if I can play out here. Been like,
Hell yeah, dude, that'd be sick.
yeah, I've been sticking to like
You used to be
my,
big into that, right?
yep, been sticking to like my 200 push-ups a day. Been rolling. I'm trying to get like my core back up because I want to be able to like compete a little bit. So I think, I don't know if you know Beeman Will. He lives out here in Seattle, and some of his friends kind of
Yeah.
play in those leagues. So he's gonna get back to me. That should be fun. I finally got my vaccine, so I need another one that I
Nice,
can like actually go play ball sometimes. Yeah, that should be neat, man.
Yeah.
Did you get your
Yeah,
vaccine
I
yet?
recently- yeah, I just got mine, my first shot, like last week? I think it was last week. And it's been not so great in Ontario.
Man,
Uh,
I hear like Canada's pretty
pretty bad.
crazy when it comes to it right now.
It's been pretty bad.
Like I got my first shot, I think it was 3 days ago, and it was like, I don't know, I felt normal. I was just like,
Yep.
I don't know, I was just like, oh, cool, this is what it's about. Because I know a lot of people were like that said the first one didn't bother them, the second one didn't. But some people say like the first one kind of messed with them or made them numb, and then the second one was like a little bit crazy. So I was like, cool. Hopefully the first one's not like too crazy for me, so then I can like do something. And it ended up being pretty neat. So, but yeah, I know something. They said like our passports, if you're gonna travel, you need to make sure that you get both, and then you have to put it on your there's like a stamp that you get on your passport, and that's gonna be like a required thing in the future. That is crazy.
Yep.
Hopefully by 2022 the world, I don't know, returns to a little bit of normal or something.
Hey man, I don't know where the end is.
Yeah, dude, you should
Crazy.
play Panel and stream, man.
Yeah, maybe people ask me that a lot. I'm like, maybe still working
like,
on a lot.
Make it as like one of the points and just make it a high point, and you know, some that can maybe be claimed like one side of a blue moon, you know.
Yeah, I gotta have a wider repertoire of songs that I can kind of play in an instant. I gotta work on a lot of things, but I'm working hard, so maybe one day.
Yeah, I was like, I have my old streaming rig. I put it downstairs in the weight room, and I was gonna do streams as I was like lifting, but I was like, nah, there's too many backseaters in this world. I am not going to lift on stream. But I feel like when it comes to making music or just using the piano, that should be pretty neat. I'm also looking into the streaming backpacks. I think it'll be fun to just like bring a streaming backpack to like a park or something like that. Did you?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. Did you ever get a? Oh snap! What the? I think I went into Clash.
All good. Doesn't matter to me.
Have you looked into GCX?
Not really, to be honest.
Yeah, they reached out. I think I'm gonna be on one of the blocks, but I don't.
Nice.
I don't think there's gonna be any physical like place to go to this year. But it'd be nice if like next year, you know, a bunch of people vaccinated and all that stuff. It becomes a thing. Be nice to have like another get together again in the world.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I miss it, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, I do miss it.
It's just weird because that used to be like my my break from most things, and then now, it's not there anymore.
Yeah, I get that. I totally get that. I miss those times. They're always great times when we get to hang out, dude.
Yeah.
Always really, really fun. You guys get to make fun of me for sounding like I'm tired all the time.
I mean, you do sound like you're tired right now. Oh, man. I mean, there's a guy in my chat. His name is Kicker. He always sounds like he's asleep, too. So, no, you guys might just have the same symptom. Plus, he got like a new mic. I was like, word, we get to hear his voice, and he just sounded like he was asleep again. I was like,
That's too funny.
Look at this guy. He's like, oh my God. He's still there? Is he still there? Get off your knees. What are you doing? Crucible, the place where people are always on their knees. Like that's another thing too. Like the radar thing. I heard a lot of people talk about like trial should come back without a radar. I was like, no, don't do that. We already had it. It was terrible.
I love no radar. It's like Halo. But I don't think it would work with special weapons. It worked in double primary, but I don't think it'll work with special weapons.
I feel like the whole no radar thing. Remember Spooky Trials?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That was pretty fun. It feels like once in a blue moon thing, but not like always. I don't think it should be a thing that's like always there. Because I remember playing Call of Duty. I think Modern Warfare 3 was the last one that I played, and they had it where like I've got the mode, but it was like there's no radar, right? And I got used to
Call of Duty don't appear on the radar unless you shoot.
I think it's like deathmatch or something like that. I got used to that, and that was fun to me. But in Destiny 2, there's just so much shit, so many perks, so many things that people can like find you on the map, and it's doesn't work the same, at least for me.
Oh, you play hard.
Yeah.
I liked No Radar in year one. It was very similar and reminiscent to Halo, so I enjoyed it quite a bit. Competitive Halo is played without radar, but I don't think that would work with special. Like it would just become like too inconsistent and I think campy in my opinion, with a lot of the one-hit abilities. So I don't think that would be good. But in year one, I liked it a lot. As far as the radar goes, I think it should definitely be changed, perhaps to be a little shorter distance, so that you can flank a little bit more freely. But other than that, like, yeah, I think it is what it is.
Man, radar is ridiculous. There's times where someone's really far from you and someone's close, and you can't tell the difference. That's one of my issues with radar in this game.
Yeah, I mean, like, I kind of like, I like how big the middle portion of the radar is because it allows you, I think that's actually a unique skill to Destiny. That's actually one of the biggest skills is being able to radar bait. So like make it seem like you're on the closer part of the radar, but you're actually further out, so that when you can bait shotgunners forward and then like you kind of just kill them. Or I mean, like obviously the other end of that is like making it seem like you're closer and like kind of countering someone's momentum. I think the ambiguity of the radar is a good thing, but I think that it just extends a little too far range so that you can't really flank.
I know people have been talking about also cross-play a lot. When that happens, are you going to be playing more on PC or are you going to be on console?
I'm like full-time console now. I don't think there's any PC in sight for me unless I'm going to play with friends.
Okay.
I'm like
Not
PvE
bad.
obviously as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've seen a lot of people kind of like go back to just like doing even like trial stuff on the console instead of like doing it on PC.
Yeah, it's a much better experience in my opinion. I think console 120 FPS is the best experience in Destiny right now for PvP.
120 FPS. I'm glad they even got it up that high.
Yeah, dude, it's great. It's like everything I loved about PC except without the cheaters and like without his big problems.
Yeah. I think with crossplay coming, I feel like there's probably gonna be a few issues like with latency and shit. Hopefully they can knock it out because what game was it? Outriders. Outriders came out and Outriders kind of had a few funky things that they needed to fix.
I remember that I think that crossplay is gonna be just PS4 or sorry, PS5 and Xbox. Unless you invite someone from PC, so that's another reason why I might definitely just stay on console is the fact that you're not going to be able to by default join the crossplay pool on PC. You have to join someone on, you have to join someone on console. Like hell nah, dude, I'm going back to console.
Nah, I thought console has to accept to play in PC lobbies.
Oh, I don't know, I heard you have to invite someone.
Yeah, so if someone console wants to play with you on PC, you gotta invite them.
Yeah,
that means that, like,
but
they
on
know.
PC though, you can't just play with PlayStation and Xbox. You have to be invited by someone.
Do you? I didn't know.
That's how I understood. That's how it was explained to me. I don't know how correct that is or not. That's how it was explained to me.
Yeah, when I read the TWAB, it was like console players can only play with PC players if they get invited by PC players.
Yeah,
It
so
wasn't.
that's my point. Like,
Yeah, it wasn't like you guys. If you're on console, you're not gonna be able to play with PC players unless you get invited. But PC players can't go to console. It has to be in the PC lobbies. From the TWAB that I read, like all the facts or whatever.
yeah, so that means like PC would essentially be in its own player pool, and then Xbox and PlayStation in its own player pool, unless you know someone on console that brings you into that player pool, essentially.
Yeah, but I don't think there's a way for PC players to go into console play pool. That's what I'm saying. PC has to be the base, which is gonna suck.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's even worse than I thought. I see what you're saying. So
Yeah.
if someone on console invites a PC player, you're now using the PC player base?
Yeah. That's the thing. You're not gonna be able to invite a PC player.
Wow.
Only the PC player can invite you. Yeah.
No
That
way.
was-
No
that was-
chance of back.
That was a few TWABs ago.
Misunderstood.
Yeah.
I thought it's like you get to like mesh the player pools. Like if you have someone in console and PC in your lobby, it like kind of like throws it all together.
Yeah. So no matter what, the console player will get pulled into the PC lobby.
Wow, that's wow. Yeah, I can wholeheartedly say I will definitely not be ever switching back to PC. Now knowing that, I will not be switching back. No chance.
But the thing is, I mean, I don't know. I feel like latency would be terrible.
I value like the massive player pool.
Yeah.
PC with like the cheaters and like the fact that it's gonna have a way smaller player pool, it's like just yeah, I'll pass.
Yeah. Hey, look at this bunny. What the? Is this Alice in Wonderland, the Crucible? Where does bunny just go? Ah, whatever. Yeah, I don't know how well it's gonna work out. And I think that's not the next season, but the season after? I don't know. They didn't really say any date. They just said in
I'm not sure when it comes into play.
in 2021 at some point, so I see a grenade launcher. Reloading. Okay, this guy's crouching, 3 peeking, waiting for me. For some reason. That's always amazing. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like players just got this built-in like team shot mechanic now, where everyone team shots no matter what. And I think that was just from the beginning of the game itself. I mean, I don't mind it, but it's just weird because I like to like just run around solo. I don't feel like I should be chasing others to get kills together in Crucible. And that's what I feel like it has become.
In a team game, the team that plays as a team is always going to perform better.
Yeah, especially when it comes to the whole like quick play thing too, right? I felt like certain game modes are more fun for people to go in solo than it is in Destiny 2. Like in Destiny 1, I don't want Rift back, but Rift was one of those things where you just go in there and just do whatever the hell you wanted. Man, that's a lot of stasis supers right there. That's a lot of hunters together right there. Man. And another Stasis Super is out. And another Stasis Super is out. How many hunters on the other team? Like 6?
I don't know.
That was a lot of freaking Stasis Supers right there. I think Rift with Stasis would be hilarious. You just see people getting frozen trying to slam the whole time. I think there needs to be like funny game modes as well. Like Scorch is one of those things that I'm just like always laugh my ass off when I go in there. Just like got this cannon, just run around and just, I don't know. Oh, they actually have a hammer on that team. Didn't see that happening. This game's beautiful. And there's something about it, I think, that draws in a lot of people no matter what. Every new season, there's always something to do or something to chase. And that's what makes Destiny fun for me. I think it's gonna be a while till I'm like, man, I'm sick of Destiny. I don't think I'll probably ever like say that one day, but we'll see.
Yeah, I really enjoy the PvP, so even with its shortcomings, I really do enjoy it. And like when I'm not enjoying it, I usually take a break and just don't play.
Oh, and that's the thing too. It's healthy to take breaks in this game. You know, a lot of people don't do that. I think that's with
anything. If you're not enjoying it, don't just keep doing it. I don't know.
Yeah. If you force yourself to do it, or you force yourself to try to make content for it, ends up like biting you in the ass, I think. Because you're miserable, and then everyone's like, well, he doesn't look like he's having fun.
Yep.
I don't know. Usually, my mom watches my stream from time to time, and she'll be like, why you being so mean? I was like, I'm not being mean. I'm just being honest. Like, when someone comes in and they want to share, like, their passion or their, like, hate for the game, I'm like, yeah, but that's why you take breaks from things. You don't just go back in the fire and keep, like, adding more fuel to it, right? Like, if you hate something, why not go away from it? Like, who wants to hang out around someone that they don't like? I don't know about you, but I'm not gonna do that. But it happens so much, and there's so much hatred gets put out, from it. When I feel like people can use the energy for other things. Oh man, that guy was about to die to a shotgun. Just got supered. Also, like, getting super energy in this game is like, I don't know. It's a bit refreshing compared to when we first started out.
Yeah. I mean, I think that it could still use work. I don't like the intellect stat, but
yeah. How many, like, seriously, how many supers or hunter supers on that team? Like, holy cow. I think I saw one Titan. Like, I literally saw one Titan. One Titan. That's another thing too. Like, how do you feel about like the balance and like subclasses and what people use in this game?
Subclass balance right now. It's pretty. It's not bad. It's like there's a very meta powerful pick, I want to say, for each of the classes. Titans have Behemoth, Hunters have, I want to say, Revenant and Spectral. I think that the Warlocks have Dawnblade, Shadebinder, Chaos Reach. What else? Felt like that one more. I think that's it. But yeah, like, I mean, each class has some pretty top picks. I think that perhaps they just need to work on making some of the other ones a little bit more viable, and they gotta bring some of the ones at the top down a little bit. I think Behemoth's still too hot. Revenant, could use some subtle tweaks, or like can benefit from some tweaks to the slow changes, which will by proxy kind of nerf it. But I think that otherwise, like on the other end of things, they just need to kind of improve on some of the other classes that aren't totally viable right now.
I feel like when it comes to certain like classes, some do really well in PvE and some do well in PvP. And sometimes people want them to do well in both, and I don't feel like that should be a thing.
Yeah, I think it's okay if they do well in both, but I don't think they need to. Like that makes sense. It's like I don't like, I'm like, okay, if it ideally if it works in both, awesome, great, cool. But I don't think it needs to be the best in both. I don't think that's a prerequisite.
Yeah. Oh man, that guy was using last word and a grenade launcher. He must be really good at this game. Said it whenever. But perfect example right there. That guy's enjoying himself though, right?
Yep.
And I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it. How do people do it? The world would never know. But that's what people wanted. People wanted things that can one shot, that can kill quick. I swear, I feel like people want this game to be like Call of Duty.
Yeah. I think that this game's identity is like a unique midway point between like Halo and Call of Duty, with like splashes of like Overwatch.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. That's what it feels like to me.
Honestly, I think we might just wrap it up on that last game right there. I don't know. I do enjoy the talk, but the segment's about almost like 2 hours, and I don't want to keep you for too long. So I would say that's about it. Thank you very much for joining us here. I'm probably going to go through the fashion part, but, you know, I'll let you do your thing. Chat.
Okay.
If you guys need to find where Drew's at, exclamation mark guest. And if you got anything to say to chat before you gotta go, Drew, just let me know.
Oh, no, not at all. I mean, it's always fun, man. I like being able to spend time and talk. And I feel like everyone now, especially with the state of the game and even with COVID, like we're all kind of doing our own thing so much. It's hard for me to even, sometimes get time to talk. But, Cam is doing his thing, and, Easton's doing his thing. And I'm just glad to be able to sit here and talk, with you and hang out. So thanks for having me and chilling, dude.
Yep. GG's, man.
GG's, dude.
All right, chat. Now we got to go through, some of the stuff that we have in chat. All right. Also, Rodriguez, if you type "I'm the man" one more time, I'm banning you. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, let's see what we got in Discord and what people have brought into the fashion room. This is Let's see here. Let me see. We're going through the fashion room. I got to go back to. Oh, no. All right. I think right here's where we stopped last time. Yep, this is exactly where we stopped last time. All right, here we go. We're looking at reload speed. This reload speed? Yeah, we're looking at reload speed. All I don't know. The Warlock, this Warlock looks plain to me. I give him like a 6. Which I think. I don't know. This Warlock looks pretty simple to me. Maybe I'm crazy. It's getting pretty hot, my room. I had to open the window. The shader's neat. I'm not a huge fan of that chest piece. I don't know what it is. I tried it, but this is like a personal thing. I don't know. I don't know. I give that a 6. Is this the same person? No. This is a different person. I don't like that chest piece. Could be better. But I see where you're going after. You're trying to use like having like the whole white and black versatility on both sides, since your Doom Archers is doing the same thing. But then your gloves. This character gets a 7 out of me. That's that's a 7. Please don't have no ugly characters in here, because I will barf. I feel like I've seen this Titan already, Seabreeze. So I'm not gonna rate this. All right, I think I've seen this a few times. We're gonna let that go. I feel like I've seen some of these already. I might be throwing myself here. Yeah, we did some of these already. Champion. Is it me, or when I look at his character, I think about almonds? Just look closely and shit. Is that? I'm thinking about peanuts. Like, it might just be the brown. I don't know. It looks like I can like crack the head or something and eat a peanut. Like, I'm gonna give this a 5. Yeah, I don't know about that. This is a closer look at the peanut. See, no. Ooh. Yeah, we got like a close up. But here's the thing about the close up though. Like, I can't see certain details. I see shiny stuff. I feel like the shiny stuff is trying to hide something. But you know what? I don't even like the chest piece and the boots, but somehow you found the shader to make it look good. And the helmet actually works somehow. So I'm gonna give this a 8 out of 10, maybe a 9. That actually looks really nice. But the lighting though, like, next time unzoom a little bit. Let me actually look closely at the character. Alrighty. Wendler, I'm sorry. I can't really see much on your character. What I see right here is, it looked like your hunter was trying to be a Titan. There's a lot of shit going on. Like the boots, the shader has like navy blue here, but then there's red here. But then your gloves got like white and red instead. And I know you're using exotic, but then your chest piece is like brown and black. It don't make no sense. Like, I'm lost. I don't know. I'm scratching my head. Like, I'm literally scratching my head. I'm gonna give this a 3. All right, because I don't know what's going on with this hunter. I don't know if you're trying to be a sharp hunter, but it looked like you're going scuba diving somehow. I'm gonna let that go. Killer Z. Shader selection. The shader selection is hiding some of the details on your helmet. Does that make sense? Is legit hiding what makes this helmet look cool. You know, this helmet has like pretty neat things right there. And you're hiding it. I really don't, I can't see anything. You know? So then that tells me that I can't really look at the whole outfit. So I'm going to give this 5. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? It look like your character just came out of a cookies and creams commercial. And there's no, I'm sorry. A lot of cream, not too many cookies though. I'm going to let that go. Also, somebody just went and copied my hunter. So, you know, I got to give this like a 45 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? Because this is my hunter. Yo, you owe me money. All right? Why does your character look exactly like my character? You know what? When you start asking me questions about shaders and what like ornaments I got on, I ain't telling you shit no more. All right? Best Red does have my money, so you owe me like 20 gifted subs for this. What the fuck? Bro. Damn. Motherfuckers be taking. God damn it. Yo. I don't know what's happening here. This a Titan? Or is this like an icicle? Look like I went to the ice cream truck and I bought this as like an icicle. Like a blue raspberry icicle. Why'd you go with that chest piece if you're going to use those arms? I feel like your chest, your class item, your boots are okay because a lot of Titans do rock Doom Archers. There's not too many good looking pants for Titans. But why the helmet and the gloves? You know, I'm saying like you look like you just came out of a waterfall or something like that, like a blue raspberry waterfall. I'm gonna give that a 5. I'm gonna start giving out 5s just because it's in between. I'm gonna give that a 5. What in the hell do we have here? Were you trying to match your gun? Because if you were, the silver has ruined everything that you were trying to do here. The silver has literally like took over. A 5. You're getting 5 out of me. That's a 5. I'm sorry. 5. Monkey style and nail. I can't see details. It looked like you went with the whole like black and red theme. And you ever heard that saying like when someone looks good from far but far from good? Like your character like look like it could be something from far, but like I can't see much details. And if I can't see much details, you're getting a 6 from me. Sorry. Okay, you brought your warlock. That helmet just always fucks with me because it look like it just goes into every like chest piece that the warlock gets, but to each their own. It seemed like you just love red. And the lighting is not helping your character too much. Maybe I would say maybe if you went to the stasis side, we could probably see more detail. But I'm gonna give this a 7. It's not bad. It just seems like a lot of stuff just looks off balance, like even like the chest piece and everything else. If I was a warlock and I wanted to become the Silver Surfer, that would be me, I guess. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to do with this. I'm gonna give this a 4. All right. Also, when it comes to fashion, I have to make it sure because I'm trying to make sure that the videos are about 2 hours and not like last one that we had was like almost 6 hours. But it was a long one. We got to talk with Vendetta and a few people, and it was pretty neat. But I don't think that I should be keeping people on YouTube up for too long. All right, so we're gonna go through maybe a few more of these, and then I'll probably end it here. It kind of looked like he was like a biker, but like he was into cows. So he looks, he looks like a cow biker. Just picture it with me. It look like you about to be like moo, like you about to run at someone in the cruise with the shotgun and be like moo. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it looked like to me. Okay, that's what came to my head as soon as I saw your Titan. I was like, wait a minute, why did it look like somebody about to milk you? Like, maybe switch it up a little bit. All right. Also, the class item is just in a weird spot to me. Like, why is it like, I don't know. I don't get this. If someone ever had Hershey's cookies and cream, like the bar, like if you open up the bar and you crack it open, this is exactly what you would see inside of it. I'm gonna let this go. All right, that's gonna be a 6. Okay, first of all, this is a female hunter. I have never seen anyone make a female hunter look this horrendous before. Like, why? Why? That's what I got. Why? This is a female hunter. You can't make female hunters look that bad. The gauntlets are just no. The chest piece, no. You turn into a cell phone. Like, why you character like a Motorola cell phone? This is a 3 for me. It's a 3. I'm sorry. That wasn't it. Rat Hunter. Your character, like, it could be a villain in like a Spider-Man series, like a ninja villain. I'll give it like a 7 because it looks different. It looks completely different. I like it. 7. I gotta go through this pretty quick though. Panaka, I can't see your character. Or was it I am Pankaka? I can't see your character, man. I'm not a huge fan of the boots. It just looks weird. I like the concept of the gauntlets going with the cloak. Right? Because you got the spiky arms going out with the cloak, and the chest is awesome because the chest kind of goes with what's happening up here. But the boots I'm just not a huge fan of. I'm still gonna give you a 7. But yeah, you played it off safe here, and I think you just maybe like your characters to be all white because I see this one too. Your Warlock looks pretty clean. The Warlock would probably get a 7 out of me. The Titan looks like a Ninja Turtle had a movie, and it was like the winter. You ever watch like Captain America Winter Soldier? This is like, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, like Winter Soldier, that's what it looks like. That's what this looks like. That's exactly what this looks like. Looks clean because you got Ursa's to not even look like you had Ursa's on, right? Props to that, because also another thing is Ursa looks like it's fit for winter time. So I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10 because it was actually like well thought out. Class item I'm not a huge fan of, but everything else is pretty neat. So you get 8 out of 10, and I see that you put No Time to Explain with it with that ornament as well to kind of make it go together. So you get 8 out of 10 out of me. All right. Also, Jossa, you're fired because I would never rock this as a Titan. You know what I'm saying, I know you put my face and you put like my beanie and my shades on and shit, but like the rest of this is not me, dog. Like I would never look like this. All right. Your Titan look like shit. All right. Your Titan look like your Titan need to go back to the factory it was made from and get your money back. Look at this. Like your boots don't go with your chest piece or your gauntlets. What are you doing? And then you got one eye mask on with this like gray and orange shader. You throwing, and then you got a green sparrow behind you. Huh? Yo, no, that's a -5 for me. All right, it's a -5. Enjoy yourself. Vimes, what? Why you got green here, purple here, and blue here, and then red here? What are you like? Did you become a Power Ranger Super fucking Zord? What the fuck is going on? You get a 2 out of 10. Enjoy yourself. What in the hell's going on here? Look, man, I understand the fashion shit, but yeah, give me this. Yeah, see, this looks cleaner. This, no, no. This looks nice. I like the way this look. This is different. I like the shader selection. I like how it pairs. I'm not a huge fan of this chest piece, but it works with the gloves and the boots that you got on. Your character gets an 8 out of 10. All right, Lurid Seraph, your character gets 8 out of 10. Also, you went, ooh, okay. You use the chest piece. Okay, so you hide in the bottom, but you got the top up. All right, 8 out of 10. Enjoy yourself. What is happening here? Oh, what? Okay. Who put this in? Oh, cool. Oh, cool. I just want to let you know this is not cool. You gotta go back. You gotta work on this. You gotta just. What the fuck is this? What is this? I don't know what this is. The gloves don't work with the chest piece. The boost and the class item just. What is this? What is this? I don't know what this is. I am going to this is gonna be the first one of the stream. All right, I'm saying you get a 1. I know I gave Jossa a -5, but you get a 1. What is happening here? This is like an unproportionate hunter. You got like, you look like you you got these like wolf boots on that don't go with this chest piece with your satchel. Your helmet don't go with the. What's up with all these ugly hunters, man? This is a 2 out of 10. What is going on? This guy looks like he wants to be an elf in the Lord of the Rings movie, but then like he forgot some stuff. Like, all right, 2 out of 10. I gotta move on because we have a lot of pictures in here. I actually like how this would start out with the whole spiky concept because you have that on your gloves, and the gloves kind of go into the chest piece. They kind of, but you can kind of see the little rugged edges. The boots, I don't really see the boots kind of like matching with what you got going on here. I feel like Lion Rampers might have made this look a lot better, but I see the thought process behind it, the whole spikiness. We'll give this a 6 out of 10. I feel like I've seen this character somewhere before. I think Nerve Titan had like this green with that glow when it came out. It just goes well together. Same thing here. I can kind of see some of the details in your helmet. I can't see all of it. But a 7 out of 10 is proper here. So you definitely get a 7 out of 10. I see what you did with even the class item. That looks pretty neat. So 7 out of 10. I think I'm going to stop here. Hanley is a stud. Well, your Titan is not. Because why would you choose these gauntlets? What's up with the class item? And this is like you got like a diaper on, bro. Like, what's going on here? We gotta change this to Hanley is wilding. All right, we gotta change it to Hanley is wilding. All right, we gotta change it. What time is it? It's 1. Okay, I'll go for a little bit more. Hanley, come back, man. Come back. These gloves don't go with that chest. I just don't know what's happening here. 2 out of 10. I'm sorry. Sorry, man. Oh my, Larry. Yo, this character looks fresh. Okay. This is Lars? Lars, is you? This character looks fresh. Yo. This character actually looks fresh. Like, he got the fucking shaders to work together, and this helmet goes well with this. That looks fresh to me. The whole mushroom head fits with this outfit. Yeah, I'm gonna give Larry an 8 out of 10. That's crazy. I normally roast the shit out of Larry. That looks nice to me. I'm sorry. Looks really nice to me. Cause think about it this way too. Look at his ghost. Look at his ghost. Look how his ghost is set up. Damn. Okay, Larry's a fashionista, I see. That's wild. Okay, 16 just decided to blind me. I'm being blinded here. I can't see shit about his character. I'm just being blinded. So I'm gonna leave it at a 5 because I'm gonna stay neutral here. Suni did the same thing, but since it's Suni, we're gonna give this a -10. This is a -10, Suni. All right. Your chest piece like messes up your whole flow. Like your boots don't go with it or nothing. Enjoy yourself. Oh my, yo. Why Suni got like 50 different things in here? Okay, you went cheap. You went with the whole outfit. You use amethyst veil. You even changed the color on the ghost. But that's where you messed up. You went with the ghost as well. Suni, this gets a 6. Just a 6. Oh my God, Suni. This actually looks way better than what you put before. But please don't put 2 of the same character. This looks way better. All right, this looks better. This is an 8 out of 10 for me. But what you mean you can't decide? No, this is terrible. Throw this out. Oh no. Cool chicken, what in the hell? You got like an iPhone 1? Like, what's going on here? What is this? I can't see your character. This is crazy to me. I can't comment that. I can't comment that. I think this is gonna be the last character I see. I feel like some of this doesn't go together. None of it. The wolf is in gold and silver. Your helmet is red. Your chest is silver and red. The gloves are just out of place. It's out of place. You get a 2 out of 10 out of me. Thank you very much for submitting your things for the fashion show. I will do from where we left off for the next show. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. And if you guys like these segments, normally I am live on Twitch if you want to watch it live. Or if you want to watch it on YouTube, remember, man, you can just hit that subscribe button. Ekuegan out. See you guys later. All right, well, I think I'm going to go work out and then come back later and do freaking Genshin because I don't feel like doing much in Destiny right now. I mean, I just played Crucible and that shit was terrible. Let's see who's even live because we're going to go out. Someone else. A lot of people streaming right now. All right, here we go. All right, let's go hang out with need one to run 2 GMs for the drop, non-throwers. Yeah, cool chicken. I think you can probably do like a screenshot in game. You know that, right? I'm pretty sure there's a way to do screenshot in game on Xbox. I think you can do it. You can do it, man. Do it. But yeah, chat. Let's go blow up Anubis' chat. He's currently playing Apex. Let's go fuck his chat up. All right, tell him I said fuck his couch too. Because, you know, fuck his couch. But yeah, I should be back later. I'm going to go work out. And then I'm going to wash my ass. And I'm going to nap. And then I'll get back on. But yeah, let's go hang out with Anubis. He's currently doing something in Apex Legends. I don't know. But let's go.